You're listening to Hawk Talk with former Seahawks wide receiver Michael Bumpus. Powered by Seahawks.com. Now, here's your host, Nasser Kyobe.
Welcome to another edition of Hawk Talk. The Seahawks beating the Panthers 27-10, setting up a showdown.
Let's go.
We've all been waiting for. But before we get to San Francisco, we're going to spend all week getting ready for that matchup. We're going to talk about what happened yesterday, Seahawks beating the Panthers. And yeah, Bump, it was a slow start. We've seen this kind of script multiple times this year where the Seahawks didn't light the world on fire in the first half, get it done in the second half to a big victory. 6 consecutive victory, a couple of things off top. Seahawks are 19-5 in the last 24 games, which is first in the NFL. Tied a single-season franchise record with 13 wins, tied a franchise record with 7 consecutive road wins, and have not allowed a 100-yard rusher in 25 consecutive games, most in the NFL, and a franchise record. So, Bump, things are good right now, baby.
Things are rolling, man. All those numbers you just put out there let you know that Mike McDonald, John Schneider, and the rest of the gang they have a philosophy and an approach, and it is working. What is it you say? The saying that you like from McDonald?
Relentless, decisive, shocking.
There we go. That's that. Right there.
I mean, yeah, you're running out of words, and we're right where we wanted to be. Mm-hmm. I've been speaking this into fruition from the week one. You can check the tape.
Yep.
I've been saying this from the first 49er game throughout the year, trying to manifest it. Well, the Seahawks are there. They're in position to get that 1 seed, win the division, everything on the line. But the Seahawks did have a great game in Carolina. Let's get into that. What had happened?
See, what had happened was
on Hawk Talk.
This game, like I just mentioned earlier, has been a tale of two halves. We've seen that much of this year. The Seahawks, this game started a little bit of defensive battle, 3 punts to start the game. The Hawks would then get on the board with a 9-play, 40-yard drive that ended with a 48-yard field goal from Jason Myers. That made the score 3-0. Then both teams would punt on the next 2 drives before the Seahawks would force a turnover on downs after Panthers would go 11 plays, 36-yard drive, but would get stopped short on 4th down.
Yeah, no, Carolina would force a fumble. Sam Darnold's pass attempt on the next drive. Then they would get 3 points after going just 9 yards. Easy score for them. That made the score 3-3. The Hawks would turn the ball over on downs on the ensuing drive after Sam Darnold was stopped on a QB sneak, which I thought it looked like he got that one. That was a tough spot. But they would go into the tunnel, tied 3-3. Exciting game so far, 3-3.
I mean, I kind of had a feeling this was going to be the game. 10 a.m. start on the road. Carolina's a good football team. They were up and down, incredibly inconsistent, but when they're good, they are great. And then they battled to start that game. And the Seahawks, promising drive to start the second half. You're thinking, okay, this is where they get things going. That ends in disaster. Sam Darnold's intercepted by former Seahawk Mike Jackson in the back of the end zone and a pass intended for JSN. But the Seahawks defense would come up big on the next play.
DeMarcus Lawrence, if you watch the film, he gets too far outfield. Running back runs by him, turns around and just punches the ball out with precision, and Hubbard dropped that thing. The 6 plays later, the Seahawks find the end zone with a 2-yard touchdown by Zach Charbonnet. That made the score 10-3. On the next possession, the Seahawks defense will come up big again. Jay Love, man, dropping into the flat, reading the eyes with an interception, and you start to feel things start to roll.
Yeah, this defense is the spark plug for this comeback or this turnaround in this game. Other games, it's been the special teams. Sometimes it's been the offense. On Sunday, it was the defense jump-starting it. And going back to D-Law, that's teach tape.
Yeah.
Okay, you might have got a minus on the first part of the play, but you finished it. The finish was definitely a plus, doing his thing. Jay Love, those turnovers, setting things up after that. We'll break down that play about Julian Love a little bit later. Seahawks capitalized 4 plays later with a 17-yard touchdown reception by A.J. Barner, who's having a career year. Love A.J. Barner, everything he's doing. That made the score 17-3.
And the Panthers, they will respond with their best drive of the day. They go 13 plays, 69 yards, ending with a 10-yard touchdown scramble from Bryce Young. That made the score 17-10. The Seahawks would answer with a 14-play, 55-yard drive that lasted 8 minutes, ending with a Jason Myers field goal, extending the lead to 10.
Seahawks will put a bow on this thing, though, force another turnover on downs with a 5-play, 25-yard drive, ending with a 1-yard touchdown run by Zach Charbonnet. That's what he does. He makes touchdowns in the end zone. That made the score 27-10, and that was all she wrote. Wasn't the prettiest win. We'll say that until it doesn't matter, though. 17-point victory in the NFL and setting up everything you need to play for.
To me, it was a pretty win. It's just different kind of pretty. You know what I mean? The defense has been it's crazy because the offense, the 8th scoring offense, our overall offense, second when it comes to scoring, but the defense, I feel like, is the identity of this football team. So if you're a defensive guy, you look at this game and say, yeah, actually, it was good. 16 passing yards in the first half.
Come on.
I've never seen that before. I've never seen that. I coached JV football at one point. I've never seen 16 passing yards in the first half.
You can fall into 16 yards over the game. I mean, it's insane. And you're right. And the Seahawks while it was a slow start offensively, they ended up scoring on 4 straight possessions because of this defense you mentioned. And it's really simple. Beat the 49ers next week. You're not only winning the West, you're not only the number 1 seed, but you also get a first-round bye. So everything is in front of you. Things are as good as they've been. And I'm excited, man. I'm excited. There's a lot on the line. Bump. After watching the game, is there anything different that you learned about this team? At this point, we've seen a lot of Seahawks football, this 2025 version. Was there anything else that you could have learned from that game on Sunday?
I learned that the linemen are taking a step forward. I also learned that Josh Jones will hustle his butt off, man. There was a run that Zach Charbonnet made. He's on the left side. It's a zone right. He hustles all the way to the right side, past the wide receivers, clips a guy that helps Zach Charbonnet gets. It's just the effort that I saw from this offensive line. Like, they're getting better. The offensive line is getting better. So I learned that there's still room to grow, and we got one more week left in the regular season. Yeah,
that's building off of what we saw in the Rams game. That first play, I believe, was that screen where Gray Zabel's getting out there running. These guys are running to the football. This team just, again, I don't know if I've learned it. It's just confirming it at this point.
Yeah.
They can win in all 3 phases of the game. Those translate to teams that do big things in January. If you don't have your fastball on this side, someone picks each other up. That's what happens. Hopefully, you lose Rashid Shaheed. That's a big bummer. Even if he doesn't play against the 49ers, other people are stepping up, helping things go. And, so it was a fun game there on Sunday. Let's get into Playmakers. A lot of people making plays.
Touchdown, Seahawks! Playmakers.
Showdown, what time it is?
Holy catfish!
Zach Charbonnet. Crazy thing about this team, you never know which running back's going to go off on a given day. Is it Ken this week? Is it Zach the next week? Back and forth. It was Zach's turn on Sunday. 18 carries for 110 yards, 2 touchdowns. Just the second 100-yard game of his career and the first since Week 14 against Arizona last season. Charbonnet also became the first Seahawks player since Marshawn Lynch 2014 to record double-digit rushing touchdowns in a season. Anytime you're on the list with Marshawn Lynch, you're doing good things. So good to see Zach Charbonnet have a day that he did.
Yeah, man, 11 had 2 big runs, right, of 20-plus out there. Really moved the ball, got things going. Big ups to the O-line, too, man. They were creating lanes for this young man, but he was doing it. JSN had himself another good day. 9 receptions, 72 yards. He became the 3rd player in NFL history with 23 years or younger with at least 1,700 receiving yards in a single season, joining Isaac Bruce and Justin Jefferson. He didn't have the crazy numbers, but he still made several clutch catches in the second half and even drew up an important face mask. Should have had 2 face masks, but we got one that extended the drives and helped the Seahawks go up 2 scores in the fourth quarter. Solid day by the best in the game.
Yeah. Doing what he does. Nothing we haven't seen, nothing we're not going to see moving in the future. Then our quarterback, Sam Darnold, 18-27, 147 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Not his best game statistically, but made some big throws down the stretch at the end of the game. And he's just playing consistent. When he's confident and he's ripping the ball in there and he's standing there under pressure, that's exactly what you need to see from Sam. He does not need to throw for 400 yards for us to win the football game. He just needs to take care of the football and do what he's been doing the second half of these games. So love what we're seeing from him there.
We had a segment, and the question is, Sam Darnold is blank. And I said, good enough for this team to do everything that they want to do. So keep playing solid, Sam. Got A.J. Barner, 3 receptions for 43 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 barn stomp. Love to see him. He's already set career highs in receptions with 50 yards, 505, and touchdowns with 6. He is slowly becoming one of the better tight ends in the game. And I think that maybe if he was in a different offense where the tight ends were the focal point, his numbers would be even higher than this. But I love the progression from A.J. Barner. And he brings an attitude and a swag to this team that no one else does. Everyone has their own thing. All right, Jason has a swag, but his is a bit different. I love it.
Yeah, no, and it's right off top. I think if you look back at A.J. Barner's mic'd up from week 1, look back at it. Our team does a great job editing that thing, but he's like, hey, welcome to the Barn Show. Welcome to the bleeping show. You know what I'm saying? And he just has that swag, and he's had it from day one, and it's infectious in that tight end room. So love what we're seeing from A.J. Barner there. And J Love. Man of the Year nominee, doing his thing on and off the field on Sunday. 6 tackles, 1 interception, 1 pass defended, his first interception of 2025. We're going to break down that play in a little bit, but J Love, again, he's so valuable to this defense. He's an eraser. He's someone you can trust. He's one of the smartest football players the Seahawks have on the defensive side of the ball, which is saying a lot considering the guys in that room. So when he's playing like that, and he hasn't had a lot of work. I think I mentioned to you at halftime, I'm like, we haven't heard 20's name very often because they weren't challenging him. I mean, shoot, they had 16 yards passing in the third quarter. So doing some good things.
He did his He did his Kobe Bryant last game, because usually J Love's the one over the top, right? You walk Kobe down into the box. With Kobe being out, they say, let's put Okada over the top, bring J Love down, and he's been causing havoc, man. You got DeMarcus Lawrence, 6 tackles, 1 sack, 1 TFL, 1 quarterback hit. He might be having low-key an all-pro type of season. We already know he's a Pro Bowler, but he might be having an all-pro type of season. He's been in this league over a decade, and he's still playing like a young man out there.
Oh, no question about it. I think if you polled offensive linemen throughout the league, they would say, Zero's a dog.
Yeah, he's a dog. The defense as a whole held the Panthers 10 points. They were 1 for 11 on third downs, 139 total yards, 2.7 yards per play, ridiculous, 1.5 yards per pass. Held Bryce Young to 54 passing yards, 3.8 yards per carry on the ground, forced 2 clutch turnovers, changed the game. The longest play for the Panthers was 11 yards.
That is insane.
It's crazy.
I don't care who you are playing.
Yeah.
And I just want to set the record straight about this real quick, though. So a lot of people are like, well, that's not that impressive. You're just playing the Carolina Panthers. Beyond the fact that they're an NFL team and they've beaten the Rams and they've done some good things, let's talk about that Rams game they had. I just looked this up right before I came in here.
Okay.
For context, against the Rams, we think they have a pretty good defense. They got some good players over there.
Pretty good.
They had 358 total yards against the Rams, 194 passing, 164 rushing. They're 7 of 15 on third down. They averaged 5.8 yards a play, 8.8 yards per pass, 4.1 yards per rush. They had plays of 43, 35, 33, and 13.
Dang.
They had run plays of 24, 17, and 10. That was against the Rams. So this wasn't just something where, no, the Panthers are a bad team, blah, blah, blah. They're probably going to be a playoff team.
Yeah.
And they did their thing against a really good Rams team. That's just more respect to what the Seahawks are doing.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah,
for the people.
I tried to get that off my chest.
I got you. All right, let's talk about these receivers. Wide receiver roundup, you got JSN with 9 catches for 72. A.J. Barner had 3 for 43 and a touchdown. Zach Charbonnet had 2 for 12. Rashid had a reception. Cooper Kupp had a reception. The things that Cooper Kupp is doing without the football is going unnoticed, and it shouldn't be. He's a real dog out there. Kanon had 2 as well. Overall, 147 yards and 1 touchdown for that group.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Everyone's doing their part, and doesn't always look, the most in terms of receiving yards, but everyone doing their thing. Love what we're seeing from that unit. Let's flip it over to what's become our favorite segment, Plays of the Game. I've been teasing it all show. Julian Love intercepts Bryce Young in the third quarter.
Here's a 3rd and 4 for Young. Out of the shotgun, Hubbard in the backfield. Young has time, going to let it fly. Got a man out there. It's intercepted. Turning upfield is Julian Love, 45-40. Down the far sidelines, 30. Knocked out of bounds. Ball comes out. I think he was out of bounds when he was hit and coughed the ball up. The ball, something's on the ball today as nobody's able to hang on to it. But it is going to be Seahawks ball after the pick.
All right, what we got? We got Ty Okada. We got a 1 high safety look. J Love has walked down into the box. It looks like it's going to be turned into a cover 3 match. You got Reek Woolen down at the bottom. He has deep thirds, turns into man. Spoon up top, right? He turns into a cover 3. He's turning to running. But let's focus on J Love. So J Love has a flat area. And the running back swings to the right side, so that makes him respect that flat. He realized, look, the running back's not going to go anywhere. So now I'm going to look at the eyes of the quarterback. Your slot receiver, I believe that is Tedero McMillan, runs like a kind of like a double move, right? He's expecting that route on the outside to clear the corner because he's going vertical. So he's thinking, all right, a little double move. I'm going to stutter. Then I'm going to occupy the space in between Spoon and J Love because that swing should occupy J Love in the flat, which it does. But J Love is a veteran. He gets his responsibilities, reads the eyes of the quarterback, and now see ball, get ball, attack it out the air. He does exactly that. Simple little cover 3, but just a savvy move by a veteran reading the eyes of a young quarterback.
Yeah, this is teach tape for everyone doing it. First of all, what I love about J Love, boom. Look at his first couple steps getting out to the flat. When you talk about buzzing the flat or buzzing one or whatever terminology you use in your defense, that's how you get out there. And like you said, he looks at the running back. Okay, I can rally and make that play. J Love's an eraser. He's a great tackler. He knows he can make that play. But I'm going to look at the young quarterback, and McMillan runs almost like a delayed wheel almost. So he kind of tries to lull you to sleep, and then a little. It's a great. Actually, I love the concept.
Yeah.
But J Love just plays it better, and everyone does their job on this play. Week 1 on the backside, he's locked in. Niki Manwari, he's got the tight end. If he releases, everyone's doing their thing. Spoon stays over the top, but J Love again does a great job finding work. His responsibility is a flat, but he goes above and beyond and sinks, gets depth, looks at the quarterback. Okay, if I have nothing there, I'm gonna make a play. He does it. Reads a QB. Rest is history. 20. That's why you are who you are. Making plays. All right, our next play we're gonna look at that was Sam Darnold finding A.J. Barner for a 17-yard touchdown.
Walker back in, play fake to him. Sam gets hit as he throws. Ball is caught near side. Barner 5, touchdown, Seahawks! Great job by Sam Darnold as he wheels around on the bootleg right. Had a man right there, was ready to hit him, but he fires the ball to Barner down near the 10-yard line, and A.J. did the rest. Taking it in from 17 out, the Seahawks capitalize on the takeaway and make it 16-3.
So this is what happens when you run the ball 30-plus times a game. The influence that it has on the defense is crazy right here, and I love it. Like, this is a clear running formation, right? You got Oots in, you got AJ to the left, you're sliding Oots to the left side, and this is probably the best play fake I've seen from Sam Darnold. Like, the technique here is beautiful. It's almost like Aaron Rodgers back in the heyday. Then you look at the offensive line, you got Anthony Bradford pulling. It tells the defense. You got Anthony Bradford pulling, you got the fullback taking care of the end, you got AJ selling the block down. Everything says this is going to be a run. You just look at the second level. All the backers are flying up trying to make a play. You add the mesh to it. So now you're rolling out to your right side. I think Sam Darnold does a good job handling that pressure. He was expecting that end to be influenced by the run, but he wasn't. So now you got to make some plays. Now let's focus on A.J. Barner. He blocks down, sells the run, and now he hits the flats, right? Sam Darnold does a good job getting the football out. And let's not forget Cooper Kupp. These are things that Cooper Kupp does, right? I'm not getting the football. Don't you worry. I'm going to take care of this block for you. AJ, you go ahead and score a touchdown. I'm going to celebrate with you.
Bump, you took the words out of my mouth. I think you couldn't have described it any better. That is, without question, the best play fake I've seen all year. Mm-hmm. I watched that about 20 times, and I go, I'm looking at the backers. Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. I see Bradford pull my tight end. My eyes go off the tight end because he's blocking down. Even Cooper Kupp's first couple steps, he doesn't make an illegal block, but he goes at the linebacker almost like he's going to block him. Right. Everything about this says run. And I'm telling you, that play fake, I would teach that all day long. That is unreal. If your eyes are in the backfield, you're in trouble. And then Darnold, he said, does a great job. He's got pressure in his face from the DN on that side. They just run a little boot kind of flood concept. You have something short, something intermediate, something deep. Barner and Kupp are wide open on this play, but you find Barner probably because Sam Darnold has pressure there, so he gets it out right away. You find Barner there, and you mentioned Cooper Kupp blocks. Jason is also blocking in the back of the end zone. And now who do you have left? The only person you can make this play is the backside corner. That's Mike Jackson, who flows over, but it's too late. Barner gets going on his horse. He's in the end zone. And then we get our favorite celebration, a little barn stomp action. And again, everybody did their job. This is amazing. This is what they need to replicate. And I don't care what the numbers say. I don't care what analytics say, Bump. When you run the football, that has influence. Maybe that doesn't show up in some of the numbers, but I'm telling you, if the Seahawks don't run the ball the way they do, you are not influenced that way from the second level. So great stuff. That's exactly what you want to see from this Seahawk team. That sets up our favorite formation in football, the victory formation.
Here comes the Seahawk offense onto the field and the Vikings defense trudging out there, knowing that one kneel down and the Seahawks are going to wind the clock down and win this one.
It's the victory formation on Hawk Talk.
Tale two halves. Like we said, the Seahawks come out and dominate in that third quarter, get things changed. Seahawks outscored the Panthers 24-7, and this game played out like lots of games we've seen this year. The Seahawks slow start, and it's belts to you-know-what in the second half because that's what the Seahawks team does. The defense really turned the tide, forced 2 clutch turnovers. Offense took advantage of that, scoring 4 straight possessions.
Yeah, there were no explosive plays, man. The defense took care of that. Longest pass play was 11. Longest run was 8 yards. They took care of that. But that's what they do, right? They played out of their minds. It was a bounce back from the Rams, right? They gave a 581 against the Rams, franchise record, still had big moments, but you want to see a dominant performance like this following that performance with the Rams. And the offense, they weren't amazing, but they took advantage of short fields. I believe they had a score of 21 yards, 25, something like that. And that's what you're supposed to do. Defense says, look, we give you this short field. We need 6 points.
And then I love this 100-yard rusher, again, Zach Charbonnet. That's a second game in a row the Seahawks have had a 100-yard rusher. Bump, that has not happened since Ken Walker closed out his rookie year with 3 straight 100-yard games in 2022.
2022, yeah.
So it's been a while. You want to stop turning the ball over, but this Seahawks team has showed you each and every week, and now What else would you looking for here, Bump? Yeah. What else do you play for but moments like this against San Francisco coming up?
On, it's all set up. You took care of the I wouldn't call them the little homies. You know, they were a formidable opponent, but you took care of them to get to this moment. Saturday, primetime football. Let's get it.
It's going to be real fun. The Seahawks taking on the 49ers Saturday at 5 p.m. It's going to be really fun. We're going to break down everything you need to know about the 49ers coming out later this week. He's Michael Bumpus. I'm Nasser Kyobe. The Seahawks beat the Carolina Panthers 27-10. This has been Hawk Talk.